What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about it. And in this video, I want to share with the public my family court materials that I had submitted at this family court trial that I had got robbed in. This whole family court proceeding, I was robbed from the day one up until the very end. So I want to share my submissions I had submitted to this trial judge, Justice Michael Gibson, that I believe... I don't think they were thoroughly reviewed based on his endorsement, the way he handled the case. And I'm convinced he made his decision solely off of an audio recording that my ex had recorded. She had called me up from the basement, up from the apartment I was renting. She was drilling me with questions and she was provoking me. And it got to the point where I was upset, and then she hit the record button on her phone. And a letter I had written to this judge. I believe this judge made his decision solely off of this audio recording and a letter that I had wrote to him that I later found out he should not have even accepted nor read, as it is under the rules of the communication. I was dragged to family court for 3 years on a restraining order application never signed, forced to go to a trial within 24 hours, forced to go to a trial without any trial schedule endorsement form ever filled out, served, and filed by the other side. A trial record that should have been served 20 days before this trial. It was served 8. And I had subpoenaed 2 police officers that had attended the residence back in March of 2022 that the applicant, my ex, admitted I was renting the basement. I was paying rent. She applied to the landlord-tenant board for an eviction application. This video, I want to share the materials that I had submitted to this trial judge. I want to share, these materials to show just the abuse I took in this courthouse. I want the public to know the truth. I want the public to know the lies that, this lawyer, my ex, got away with. And in this video, I'll be sharing my submissions. So leading up to this trial, this surprise date family court trial, I was told to prepare submissions, thinking that I would be submitting to the judge, which they weren't. You'll see how hard I worked on these materials. My submissions were basically referenced as evidence to put and to present as exhibits. You're going to see the closing statement I presented to this judge. You're going to see the family law rules that weren't followed by the courts or the applicant and her lawyer that I believe. You're going to see my request for cost. You're going to see the timeline of hearings and appearances. And you're going to see the letter that I've written to Justice Gibson expressing, how unhappy I was with his decision. Again, I'm convinced I'm dealing with Canada's most corrupted family court case in Canadian history. Never married, never had children, never lived with the applicant. No domestic violence, no police history. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this video, and I just want the public to see my materials for the very first time to kind of back up these videos I've been doing. This courthouse ruined my life. These judges ruined my life. I do not know how Justice Martha Ann Tweedy is still working as a judge and never been investigated or disciplined for filling out that trial schedule endorsement form, blocking out transcripts, which should be seen as a major judicial misconduct. This action tainted the family court case, and I believe this trial judge possibly had influence leading up to the trial, but I'm definitely convinced he's had his hand in every other proceeding I've been dragged into. Again, I just got nothing to gain to mislead or bash anybody. I'm speaking the truth. That this courthouse, these public servants do not want the public to know. So here's the video of my family court materials I had submitted to this judge. And you guys can judge my materials. And in this video, there's going to be 10-second increments. So if you need to read some of these parts of my materials, just pause the video. Again, thank you guys to everyone who subscribed to my channel. Thank you everyone watching this video. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and comment on this video and share. These are my materials that I had submitted to the family court trial in Kitchener-Waterloo in April of 2022.